Michelle here with Dreaming in Spanish update. I have recently completed level 3. Yay. I'm currently at 312 hours. It definitely has been a journey, but it makes me reflect on from when I started at 0 hours to where I am now. And there's definitely been a huge difference in just like the way that I can hear words being said. I can understand and comprehend more. So definitely big wins there that I'm really proud of myself about. So it's just a reminder for me to keep going through the journey, and following like the input. It definitely is something that is working for me. So I'm glad that I have stuck through it for this past like year. It's been like a little over a year now. So I'm really happy about that. One thing that I did learn is that helps me is like having a plan in place. So my goal is to get an hour on Dreaming Spanish videos every day. And then I will like look to do something like How to Spanish podcast, which is I watch it on YouTube or maybe when I'm driving. And also I enjoy the Carmen Sandiego series on Netflix, which I'm now rewatching. And I'm noticing that I'm starting to understand more. So what that looks like for me, when I do make it to the gym, in the morning, my goal is to do 20 minutes of cardio. So I like to allow myself enough time to do that, because while I have the cardio, I'm going to be watching and listening to my Dreaming Spanish videos while I'm on the treadmill. So that's always a goal, because it's like gets me 20 minutes in first thing in the morning. And then while I'm making breakfast, I like to listen to something motivational. That's usually in English. And then while I'm eating breakfast, I like to put on an episode of How to Spanish podcast on YouTube so that I can, actively listen to that and watch that while I'm eating my breakfast. One of the things that I noticed that I have to do as well is keep my phone far, far, far from me, because it is very easy to get distracted, to just get on my phone to check emails and delete things. But for me, when I do that, I'm not necessarily paying attention to what I'm actually listening to or watching, because my mind is here, and because I am acquiring Spanish, it's not as easy as it is. Like if I had something playing in English, I could easily continue to listen and comprehend and know what's going on while doing like other little minute tasks on my phone or whatnot. So I've learned that for me, it's best to, keep the phone like at a distance and allow myself this 20-minute slot to focus on listening. And even in one of the videos I watched on Dreaming Spanish, Pablo talks about, I don't remember the term that it was, but basically I think he allows himself like 20 or 25 minutes blocks, and then 5-minute breaks, and then 20 or 25-minute blocks to like do something else. So it's like having that time, which I thought was interesting. And something what I'm trying to do too, because like Carmen Sandiego episodes are like 20 minutes, and so are the How to Spanish podcast, and then I look at 20 minutes on the cardio. So it just kind of allows me to have that time to focus in, which has been really helpful in me to get those hours in blocks. Because at times, sometimes if I try to say I'm going to do an hour at one time, or even try to go further than that in terms of hours, it sometimes can be like very like tiring for myself, and I don't focus all the way through. And I want to focus all the way through because I want to get that active listening in. So I started to watch episodes of Carmen Sandiego again, which I really enjoy, and I'm noticing that I'm starting to learn more, because when I finished this series, I was like, I didn't catch like kind of like the twists and turns that happened at the end. So now I want to rewatch it, and I find it interesting. And like I said, I enjoy those like short, like 20-minute episodes. It's really helpful. The plan that I have, I don't always follow it. It's just life happens, recently, like I wasn't feeling well, and I took like about like a week off from like even watching anything in Spanish, just because I just felt like really tired and drained, and I just didn't have the energy to put forth for something like that at the time. And that's for me. So it's just nice to have the plan in place and knowing something that I can actually follow, but knowing that it's okay if I don't at the same time, because I'm doing the best that I can. I've also learned through this process that it's great to have a supportive like person that knows what I'm doing. So in my case, that's my partner, because I can talk about my wins with her, as long as like my frustrations with myself as well, because I can be my worst critic, of course. And so it's like, oh, like we were recently at a wedding, and at the table we were at, majority of the conversations were having in Spanish. And I was like, man, I'm not fully understanding everything that is happening. And so it becomes a little frustrating. And for me, I'm the person, I have to like let it out just to like share it. I don't want to hold it in. But it's great to have my partner remind me, like, you're doing great from where you started to where you are now. Like, it's been a huge difference. Like, just keep going. And so it's just that reminder to me, like, I just need to like let it out, exhale. And then also, like, in my head, I'll like answer something in Spanish, like a complete sentence. But if I get someone who like is speaking to me in Spanish, I'm like a deer in headlights. Like, it's like I'm trying to compute this sentence in my head and it does not flow out perfectly. So I'm just like, I look forward to the day where I can do that. So yeah, but yeah, it's been great. I'm continuing to follow the Dreaming Spanish like roadmap, I guess you can call it. So right now I'm only watching intermediate videos on Dreaming Spanish. And yeah, it's been great. I mean, a lot of good stories. The content's great. So I'm definitely a fan and believer in the process of Dreaming Spanish, and I'm happy that I came across it, and that I'm sticking to it as well. So yeah, so I want to hear about how y'all have been doing. So please share your wins with me down in the comments. I always look forward to reading them. Not only just reading them, but like gaining inspiration from them, as well as I'm sure other people who are reading your comments. It's like an inspiration. It's something that maybe you have learned. Please share those resources with us, because not all of us learn the same. So it's always great to see what other people are doing, and maybe we can pick something that you mentioned, and maybe I can find it useful or someone else can. And I think that's just beautiful, like having a community where we can share all our resources, our ideas, and our wins as well. Like, let's share and let's celebrate everybody as well. So I love to hear about that. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Ciao.